Good evening. Most of us remember growing up in a time where most of our leisure time was spent playing games with our siblings or friends, whether it was outside running down the street, riding bikes, playing some type of a sport, or regardless of what it was, it usually had something to do with some type of physical interaction with the other person. Unfortunately, today's younger generation no longer experiences these physical interactions. They spend more time using modern technology. So today I'm here to argue that the use of modern technology used for leisure is having a significant negative impact on the younger generations. And to explain this, I will first be discussing how children are becoming disconnected from the world because of portable technology. Second, using the overuse of technology is causing a decrease in exercise. And finally, we'll discuss how health has also began to become a concern because of technology. So first, we'll talk about how portable technology is disconnecting children from the world. Younger generations seem to be lacking people skills nowadays. I personally have noticed that many of the younger generations don't seem to have as many manners as most of us grew up learning. In fact, a study in UCLA says that UCLA scientists have found that 6th graders who went 5 days without even glancing at a smartphone, television, or digital screen did substantially better at reading human emotions than 6th graders from the same school who continue to spend hours each day looking at their electronic devices. What this means is that children no longer have the ability to recognize what emotion the person they're talking to is expressing. So when someone is sad, happy, or mad, they talk to them the same regardless of their emotion. And children are also becoming disconnected from nature because of technology. In a Kaiser Foundation research, Victoria Rideout explains how 8 to 18-year-olds spend on average more than 7.5 hours a day, 7 days a week, looking at a screen. That's almost a third of the day just spent using technology. This doesn't allow them to go outside and play anymore, or if it does, most of the time is spent actually just sitting inside, playing with whatever technology they choose. Which brings me to my second point. The overuse of technology is causing a decrease in exercise. Because they spend so much time playing with technology, they usually are sitting indoors rather than playing outside. That means that they're no longer running around and getting this exercise that we used to get when we played things such as tag. Chris Rowan in the Huffington Post explains how children now rely on technology for the majority of their play, grossly limiting challenges to their creativity and imagination, as well as limiting necessary challenges to their bodies to achieve optimal sensory and motor development. They're no longer developing the coordination of their body and their motor skills that they should be. And they're actually now finding alternatives to everyday exercise. For example, the hoverboard. Many of us see people riding the hoverboard to class rather than walking. eBay reports to have sold nearly 7,500 hoverboards just on Cyber Monday. That's 1 in every 12 seconds, and that's only eBay. There's other companies who also sold them. So this brings me to my last point, that health has also began to become a concern because of technology. Because children no longer even walk to their class or go outside and play, there's an increase in obesity. They're becoming a lot more vulnerable as children to becoming obese. In addition, so much time spent looking at screens such as phones, tablets, or video games or computers is causing damage to the children's eyes. A recent syndrome has developed that's being called computer vision syndrome, also known as CVS, that is described to be a group of eye and vision-related problems that result from prolonged computer, tablet, e-reader, and cell phone use. Statistics show that there are more than 10 million visits to eye doctors every year for CVS-related problems. If you spend more than 2 hours daily in front of a computer, you have 90% chance of developing CVS. That means that these children who are spending close to 8 hours a day on looking at screens are more than likely guaranteed to develop some type of an eye problem. So today we spoke about why technology used for leisure is having a significant negative impact on the younger generations by first discussing how disconnecting them from the world around them, how the overuse of technology is causing a decrease in exercise, and how health is beginning to become a concern because of technology. This is not to say that all technology is bad, but it is a concern when it's being overused, especially by children. Thank you.
All right, structurally everything is sound. Good explanations on the individual points. Transitions were easy to see. I thought that the evidence was pretty solid. You had a good diversity of testimony information, a couple of pieces of statistical information, mostly in the one category. The examples, it might be a little bit of a stretch to make the inference that because they sold a bunch of hoverboards that we're all a bunch of obese people because of access to technology. I think that there's going to be a cause-effect argument there that is problematic for you to support. You did a good job, though, citing sources on most of your points, and I thought you did a pretty solid job speaking to the audience. I did hear that one rebuttal kind of hint there at the end. I think that could have been developed a little bit more, but I thought you finished with a good summary and a pretty clear statement of your argument. All right, thank you.